Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Connor. I'm the founder of the Unicorn Factory, a freelancer marketplace in New Zealand. On this channel, I teach people who cannot code how to build their own online marketplaces and directories using tools like Webflow, Airtable, and Zapier. In today's video, I am going to be giving you superpowers by giving you a crash course in one of my absolute favorite tools in the world, Zapier. Zapier is an online tool that you can use to automate business processes and workflows, even if you don't know how to code. I use Zapier to automate 90% of my workflows on the Unicorn Factory, and according to Zapier, they have saved me about 189,170 minutes of time, which is the equivalent to about 17 weeks. So if that isn't reason enough to stick around for the next 10 minutes, then I do not know what is. Some of the simple workflows that I've got set up in Zapier are things like receiving Slack notifications whenever someone fills out the inquiry form on my website. However, I have more complex workflows like the freelancer onboarding process that I made a video about last week. So if you want to check out some more advanced Zapier stuff, then be sure to check out that video. But in today's video, I'm going to keep things real simple, and I'm going to show you how to set up a Zap that you can rebuild in your own time, even if you are brand new to the tool. Even if you're not planning on building your own directory or marketplace, I highly recommend sticking around because it will save you hours and hours of time in your personal and in your work life knowing how Zapier works and how you can automate your day-to-day mundane tasks. The example that I'm going to be using today to show you how Zapier works is the workflow that I just set up that I use to manage my videos that I create for YouTube. I'm going to show you a Zap that automatically creates a Google Drive folder for your project, a Google Doc for your script, and a Google Calendar event for the publish date whenever you decide to go ahead with your video. If that sounds like the kind of content that you're into, then please subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and I'll be making more of these videos in the future. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So right now you're looking at my Airtable base with all of my video ideas. If I wanted to add a new idea, I just simply jump in here and type in the title of my video idea. You can add a quick description, change the status from being blank into idea. Then if you want, you can set a target publish date. On the side here, you can see that there are subtables, also referred to as views, and what they are filtered views that have projects in there based on their status. So if I click into the publish table, it filters out only the videos that have already been published. We also have an up next table, but that table is currently blank because none of our videos are currently in that stage of the process. So if we decide that we want to work on a video, then all we need to do is change the status from idea to up next, and that is where the magic happens. So one of the most important concepts to understand when working with Zapier is the concept of triggers and actions. Now, triggers are the events that start the automation, whereas actions are the individual steps that you want Zapier to take after the automation has started. So the first thing to note is the up next view is no longer empty. Now, the record that we've just changed from the idea stage to the up next stage has moved into this table. So to start setting up the Zapier workflow, all you need to do is click on make a new Zap, type in Airtable, then it asks us what is the trigger event inside of Airtable. And what we're looking for is a new record in view. Next, you'll have to connect your Airtable account and select the base, which is the name. In my case, it's video ideas, the name of the table. And if you open this, it should just tell you what tables are available. At the moment, we only have one table in here, but if you have multiple ones, you can select whichever one you want to affect. And then you can select your view. So now the view that we want to work on is the up next view, because we only want to create this automation for videos that we have decided to work on next. So just click on up next, click continue, and then when this window comes up, just click on test trigger. And what you will see is that Zapier lists all of the information that is also in your table inside of Airtable. If Zapier has pulled in the right information, all you need to do is hit continue. So now that we've defined the trigger, now we just need to define the individual actions that we want Zapier to take from this point onwards. So the first action that we want Zapier to take is to create a Google Drive folder. So all you need to do is just type in Google Drive, and then in the action event, we will select create folder. Again, just connect your account. And now what you can do is you can select what Google Drive and what the parent folder of this particular folder will be. So I've created a folder for all of my videos, which is why I just selected the videos folder as my parent folder. Next, we want to give this folder a name. And what I do is I just give it the name of the video. So in our case, how Zapier works. Next, if we hit continue, it asks us to test and continue. Just click that button. And now if you look inside of your Google Drive, inside of the videos folder, you will see a new folder called how Zapier works. If I look into it, that folder is currently empty, but the folder is there, which is the first step that we ask Zapier to do for us. So that right there is the most basic Zap that you can set up. Now, just so you know, the steps that I'm about to take now require you to upgrade your plan. However, if you just want to practice, just practice with a single step plan where you just have one trigger and one action, but just know that Zapier allows you to do all sorts of cool multi-steps in the future as you upgrade your plan. Next up, we want to click the plus button down there to attach the next action, which is to create a Google Doc for our script. Again here, once you've defined that it is a Google Doc that you want to work on, all you need to do is select the event, which in our case is create document from text. If you have a template that you're already using, you can also use the other option, but for this example, we're going to use create document from text. And once you've selected your account, you will be asked to add all the information for your doc. I name the document the name of the video, and then I can also write script. Then in the document content section, I start off with about this video. And then inside of there, I can go back to step 1 and I can add the summary right in there. Next, I will add a to-do list and add all the items I need to make my video. Once that is done, we just need to select the appropriate folder. And the way that we do that is by clicking on the folder field, clicking on custom, and then selecting the ID that was created in step 2, which is the folder ID for the How Zapier Works video. Once that is done, click on the blue continue button, scroll to the bottom, select test and continue. And if we look into our How Zapier Works folder now, you will see that a script has been added. And if we open that up, you can see that it's been pre-populated with the information that we asked Zapier to add. So next, what we want to do is we want to add the due dates to our calendar. Before moving a video to the up next stage, always be sure to add a target publish date so Zapier knows what date to add the event for. So what we need to do next is just click on the plus button again, search Google Calendar, select Google Calendar. As the action event, we are going to select create detailed event, select the calendar that you want the event to be added to. In the summary section, again, just add the title and maybe add also publish date. In the start date and time section, we'll jump back to field number 1, click on show all options and select the value that is currently in the target publish date. And then I also select all day yes. Next, just click continue and then test and continue. And now if we look into our Google Calendar event, we can see that there's a new event listed called How Zapier Works for our due date. One thing to keep in mind is time conversions, but for the sake of time, I'm not gonna go into too much detail about that, but just know that right here, the event has been added to your calendar. The last thing I like to do is to update the Airtable record. Again, select all of the records, and then in the record field, click on custom, go to step number 1, and select record ID. So what that will do is it will select the record that started the automation. So all I do then is just change the record to in progress, and I also add the folder link. And you can find the folder link just by typing it in down here. And the link that we are looking for is the embed link. Now, if we go back to our Airtable base, we can see that this video has changed from up next to in progress, and there's a link to my folder that I can easily access so I can start working on the script. Cool, so that is it. That is how you set up your Zap. Now, every single time you take a video and you change it from the idea stage to the up next stage, all the tasks that you set up will automatically happen. Now, I know that setting up a video management system is a very specific use case, but hopefully this gave you some inspiration to see how Zapier works and how you can implement it in your own day-to-day life. One place to start looking for your own ideas for automation is just seeing what you do day-to-day online and what kind of tasks you can automate. Another great place to find inspiration for setting up Zaps is just to go and check on the Zapier website if your favorite apps have their own Zapier integration. So Zapier is one of the most important apps that I use on a day-to-day basis to run my business, to run the Unicorn Factory. So I honestly recommend just trying it out and seeing what you can make happen, because if you manage to understand Zapier and you manage to automate some of your own workflows, not just will you get the power to build things that you'd otherwise need developers for, but you'll save heaps and heaps of time. So if you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button and please let me know in the comment down below if you have any questions, but more importantly, tell me what kind of workflows you plan on working on. I'm always super keen to see what kind of apps people use, and I would just love to hear how you progress with this tutorial. Other than that, thank you for staying to the end of the video. I appreciate it very, very much, and I hope you have a great rest of the day. Bye.